Hi, my name is Dylan Delucchi, and today I'm going to show you how I went about manufacturing a headphone stand for these Bluetooth headphones. I first made a 3D model of my completed headphone stand. This helped me get dimensions and a general size of each component to help me in the manufacturing process. With this done, it's time to start making. I found a piece of sheet metal in the size I needed in the machine shop. It was a little too wide, so I cut it down to size. I then drilled 2 screw holes so I could join it with the wood rod later. After that, I began bending it into the desired shape. I had some issues with the bending machine not being able to make tight enough bends, but I got around this by making the bends and straightening it out after. I cut it down to size and ground the edges. With that finished, I moved on to the base. For the base, I started with the pine plywood sheet that I bought at Home Depot. I used the table saw in the wood shop to cut it into a smaller, more manageable square. I then used the miter saw to make 45-degree cuts on each side to make an octagon. I originally planned for this base to be a circle, but realized how difficult it would be to make the shape, so I settled with an easier octagon. After the shape was cut out, I sanded it down to improve the surface finish and get rid of the sharp edges. Once it was sanded, it was time to move on to making the resin feet. I started the resin feet by 3D printing a 2-part mold to help me cast the resin. I duct taped the mold to make it easy to demold once the resin is cured. I then prepped the duct tape by pouring in and spreading mold release. I then dispensed the 2-part epoxy resin I bought at Home Depot and mixed it thoroughly. I poured it into the mold, waited an hour, and demolded. I sanded it down with a belt sander to bring it to a uniform height, and then I repeated this 3 more times to yield 4 uniform feet. With all the components complete, it is time to assemble. I started by using wood screws to join the base and the rod together. Using a 3D printed mount I designed to help line up the rod exactly where I wanted it on the base. I drilled them in using a cordless impact drill. I repeated this process but at the top of the rod to screw into place the sheet metal hook. I super glued all 4 resin feet to the base. It was difficult to line them up because I was freehanding it, but I still think they look good. I was done assembling it, but I was unhappy with the way that the sheet metal screws were showing, so I 3D printed a topper to make it look more clean. And with that, my headphone stand is complete. If I had to do it again, there are a few things I would do differently to make it easier to manufacture, like a mount to help line up the resin feet and a better way to join the sheet metal. Thank you for watching and have a good day.